guys, welcome to Soul's No Evolution. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. This is going to be a timeless tarot for whenever it is that you're tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're all doing really, really well. Now, these are general readings for the collective. It may not resonate. It could be linked to your past, your present, or your future. I'm just reading energy, so please place it if and where it fits for you, if it does. And also, you may need to reverse the roles. I could be picking up on energy surrounding you, and I may not be talking directly to you. So please place it where it fits and be discerning, because like I said, this may not be your story at all. So we're going to jump in with the angels, gods and goddesses deck to set the theme and collect your surrounding energies today. So can we have a message for the collective? Can we have a message for the collective, please, Spirit? We have the goddess of beauty. You are a wondrous being of light, and there is nothing to fix or change. And then we have angel of soul love. Take time to look at how you value yourself. All issues of self-love. Oh, wow. So this is a reading for somebody that is dealing with, or has dealt with, like I said, this could be past, present or future, but issues of self-love, whether that's low self-esteem, that's like having placing a low value on yourself, thinking that there's something wrong with you, something that needs to be fixed, something that needs to be changed. There needs to be a recognition of how amazing you are. It says you are a wondrous being of light, and there is nothing to fix or change. As you are is exactly as you are meant to be. And all that's required, and I suppose what needs to be fixed and changed, is our perspective, the way that we look at ourselves. Nothing that we fix externally. You hear it all of the time, don't you? Like, and I'm not for and I'm not against. People do them, do you know what I mean? I'm not judging nobody. We can all do what we choose to do. But I do know that if, let's say, if somebody has surgery, but they do nothing to change their mentality, and they fix, you know, whether it's a nose job or a boob job or whatever it is, Botox, facelift, blah, 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 the list goes on. There's so much that you can fix and change. The society that we live in is kind of built on feeding our insecurities. I've noticed since I got to a certain age, every single advert that I turn on is about like anti-aging and trying to get 20-year-old skin again. I'm like, well, why the fuck would I want 20-year-old skin when I'm 42? I just want to look after the skin that I'm in. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to turn back the hands of time. So it's like, we've got to be really mindful of what we consume, and whether you're on Instagram a lot and, you know, you're looking at other people's faces and, you know, it's very damaging to our self-esteem and to our self-worth. I don't have any social media outside of YouTube. I've never really been interested in social media, to be perfectly honest. But the older I get, I'm like, well, I definitely know this isn't the time for me to start tapping into that nonsense. I'll leave it to the young ones. But yeah, it's recognizing that there's nothing for you to fix and change. And that would be you completely ignoring the messages that are pumped out constantly, telling you that you do need to fix something, or you do need to change something, or you do need to think that you were a better version of yourself 20 years ago. It's bullshit. So as it says there, it's time to look at how you value yourself. Issues of self-love. And we need to, as a society, we place a lot of value, especially for women. And I'm not going to say it because it's becoming more so for men, you know, on appearance, on youth, and, you know, on really superficial things that do deteriorate with age. If we placed our value in our mind, in our kindness, in our heart, in our soul, those things only mature and develop and get better with time as we get to know ourselves and get to love ourselves. But as a collective, as a society, especially if you're looking at it from the very superficial perspective, they're not the things that are valued. I've seen like girls turning 28 and saying that, oh my God, I need Botox. And I'm just like, what? You're so young. I'm still so young. I call myself old and I'm 42 and I know I'm not old, but I don't feel like a spring chicken. It's like I've looked forward to aging because I've always been like an old soul. So I finally feel like where I'm at spiritually kind of matches my physical age, because nobody wants to hear all of this wisdom coming out of the mouth of a babe. It's just like, who the fuck do you think you are? You don't have any life experience yet. You've not lived. So now I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound weird coming out my mouth now because I do have life experience. I have lived. It kind of matches up. Oh my gosh. And then under that, self-criticism is diminishing your sense of self-worth. This is all about self-worth. As I say, what you choose to value or place your value in. Thinking that that as you are is not enough. That you need to be better, younger, thinner, fitter, whatever. And what needs to change is your self-worth, your self-acceptance, your self-love. Fixing all that shit on the outside means nothing. Right, okay. Yeah, awakening too. How wonderful, how amazing, how successful you are. And that's just at life, of living, of being. You don't have to do anything to feel worthy. You know, self-esteem is, you know what, it's a difficult one. It really is a difficult one because I have suffered from low self-esteem through trauma, through childhood experiences, through not being validated. At the time where it's important to be validated, it's very important to validate, you know, young children because they don't really have a sense of self. So you validate the emotions that they're feeling. You validate, you know, when Taffy comes downstairs wearing a princess dress and I'm like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. And you validate that so that when they get older, they learn to do that for themselves. So I wasn't really able to do that for myself consciously until it took me a long time. It took me a long time to get there. So it's like I know what it's like to think that, you know, a nip and a tuck and a tweak and a this and a that's going to make anything different. But I'm so glad, that I was broke. I couldn't afford any cosmetic surgery because I probably would have done it if I had the money. I probably would have done it at certain points in my teens and 20s. So I'm glad I was broke, and I'm glad that that I focused on personal development, accepting myself, getting to know myself, so it just wasn't an issue the older I got. But so I know it from both perspectives, and your worth isn't determined on like how big your house is, how big your car is, if you even have a car, if you rent, if you own like property. It doesn't come from anything outside of ourselves. When we are born, we are all born with all the value, all the worth, all the self-love that we will ever need. And it's life that knocks that shit out of us. So life is the thing that needs to be fixed, and life is the thing that needs to be changed, because children come here so pure and so innocent and so full of life. And I'm trying my hardest to instill and, like I say, to validate and to support all of that within, you know, my daughter, so that in her teens, I'm not having to then be like, oh God, I think she's got low self-esteem. Well, if she has it now, and I nurture that within her, she will continue to have it, because I'm not going to let anybody knock that shit out of her. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot harder to acquire something that you don't have than maintain something that you've always had. So that's my mission. She doesn't need to change anything. She's beautiful just the way that she is. And these are the things we need to tell ourselves, know about ourselves. I'm sorry, this has felt like me just rambling. We've got no cards out, but I've been shuffling and nothing's coming out. Oh, here we go. The Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter energy. It's about change. So yeah, it's you understanding that, as it says there, there's nothing to fix or there's nothing to change. This is a letting go and letting God. This is an elevation of your energy. This is a letting the old mindset and the old beliefs drop off so that you can elevate and so that you can rise, and then your external environment reflects the energy that you are at. So that it could be, like I say, letting the social media drop off, and then you're going to feel better about yourself inherently. And then experiences that you have are going to support the better feelings that you have about yourself. Do you know what I mean? But that's what it feels like to me with this Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Pentacles. Planting a new seed, and hopefully the new seed is self-worth. The new seed is self-love. The new seed is one of you investing in and valuing yourself. Not in like the latest face cream. Literally. Oh, that was such bullshit. Right, okay. Any more messages? This is coming out sideways. Six of Cups. This is like what I mean about that childhood or formative years, teenage years energy that I'm getting. But the Six of Cups in the reversed, it's like happy memories and, you know, happy nostalgia and glad to fondly think back to childhood. But in the reversed, this could be you not having a particularly good childhood experience, being fixated on the past in an you know, an obsessive kind of way, where this could be, even because I'm seeing here, like, there's a kid with a puppy and then there's the full-grown man with a full-grown dog. It still can't be the same dog. I don't know. I'm not debating how long dogs live. This is not the time. But it could be you sort of fixating on, you know, a point in time that has passed, like when you were younger or when you were thinner or when you felt more attractive and all of that shit. So we'll see. Ten of Swords. Yeah, letting all of that mental energy go. Releasing the burden, the worry, the weight, the pressure, the responsibility. And like I say, we put this pressure on ourselves, but I certainly know that it's put in front of our face to deliberately do just that. For us to place ourselves under unrealistic expectations. Say unrealistic beauty standards. We can't, like I was saying, you know, I don't want 20-year-old skin. I want my 42-year-old skin to be in the best health that it can be in for the age that it's at. Do you know what I mean? And I tell ya, stress, worry, resentment, holding on to shit, that ages you like a motherfucker. So being happy, I feel, is the, what do you call it? Like the elixir of life. Being happy, glowing from within, being this beacon of light that you are. That's going to be better than any kind of quick fix or surgical procedure that you're going to pay for and get into debt for and potentially die for. It's like, no. Self-esteem, self-worth, loving on yourself, affirming and validating yourself rather than criticizing yourself. Show me any more about this angel of soul love, issues of self-love for the collective. Say, but I'm speaking to you guys, like I say, from experience. I've been there. I never felt good enough. I was, you know, a tall, lanky kid, lanky teenager, taller than everybody, just didn't fit the skin that I was in. It was just all too much for someone that wanted to just disappear and not be seen. And look, this is the lack of self-love. For someone that just didn't want to be seen, I stuck out like a sore thumb. I've always been from, gosh, the age of 11, like 5'11". So there was no hiding. I just stuck head and shoulders above everybody, and all I wanted to do was disappear. I have a big personality. I have a big ass body, and I've had to grow to love that. Had to grow to love and accept it. And we've got to be really mindful as well on how we allow our issues to be projected externally, because I did notice as a taller woman, general people that I would just come across in the street, complete strangers who I didn't know, they wouldn't feel no way by going, oh my God, you're so tall. And I would never think to point out, like I didn't know for a start, like I'm not in my own body, but I'm like, you would never go up to somebody like, oh my God, you're like so big, or oh my God, you're so fat, or oh my God, you're so ugly. We wouldn't do that. But with height, for some reason, it's seen as socially acceptable, and it would generally be a lot of men that would do it. So I know that my height made them feel a bit insecure about their height. Do you know what I mean? So after a while, I kind of caught on. I would internalize that and be like, oh my God, I'm just so tall. I'm just so tall. And then, like I say, once you get clued in, you're like, oh my God, They're only saying that because they feel short or they feel inadequate when I'm in the room or stood next to me. That's why they're pointing out. It's got nothing to do with me. And that's often the case, unfortunately. People want to put their insecurities and lay their projections at your feet so that they don't have to deal with their own. So be mindful of that as well. But yeah, moving away from any situations, any turbulent mindsets that you have that are stoking this energy of a lack of love or a lack of self-acceptance. And it's unconditional love. You can't be like, oh, well, I'll love myself once I've had Botox, or, oh, I'll love myself once I've lost 10 pounds. You've got to accept and love yourself as it says there, recognizing there's nothing to fix and nothing to change. Do we have any more messages? Two of Cups and the Hermit there. So I don't know if this is in relation to a relationship partner, or the relationship itself may have done a number on your self-esteem, your self-worth, making you think that you needed to fix something or change something about yourself instead of just unconditionally loving and accepting yourself. But again, those dickhead relationship partners, whether men or women, it's like they can sense that we don't love ourselves. So it's like, I'm not making an excuse for these people, but they reflect back to us how we truly feel about ourselves. Which is why I don't recommend anybody being in a relationship until they do love themselves. It's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be a pleasant one. Right, the Ace of Wands, I've seen that before. A new idea. And then we got the Empress between the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is lying, cheating, deception, trickery. It could be theft. This is what I mean. I don't know, because I was just talking about the relationship. I don't know if there's something that was being taken away from your divine feminine energy. Your nurturing, your self-love. You may have been in a really deceitful relationship or some kind of other situation. It could be family. I don't really know. But there was something eating away, something stealing from, something taking away from your spiritual connection, your ability to use your third eye rather than your physical eyes. That's what I mean. When you glow from within, when you're seeing the world through your third eye as opposed to your physical eyes, the outer meat suit that we all have on means shit. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. But there was an experience that you had, it feels like, that diminished that or took away from your ability to connect on a spiritual level, or took you outside of your divine feminine energy. But as I was saying, that projection, it's like people may have recognized you as this divine feminine and wanted to cut you down to size. There's a whole lot of fuckery that goes on in this world. There really is. But the answer is always love. Love of yourself. Nightmare. Yes, exactly what I was saying. Your gift, your innate human natural gift, spiritual gift, is a nightmare for somebody. You may have been persecuted for being who you are and felt that you had to fix something or change something. This is so fucked up. Conflict. Right, any final messages? I don't even know if I've talked about these cards. I think I have. This just felt so chatty. Vow. Wish, hope and worship. You've got two kids here. Sat at the foot of a tree. Trees to me are always family. So to me, this could have been something from childhood, or in relation to like your formative years in some way. I don't know if you made a promise or you had a hope for something that never manifested. I don't know. Let's see. Show me this vow. Blessings. They fell right on top of this. Fulfillment, well-being and enlightenment. It's like, yeah, you may have made a promise to yourself that you, I don't know, that you were going to move towards fulfillment. You're going to move towards your well-being, your happiness, your contentment. You wanted to enlighten yourself. These are the things that we fix and change. We get out of situations where there is no fulfillment, because that's only going to stoke insecurity and negative energy. We focus on and change our attitude and relationship to our own personal well-being. We focus on the enlightenment of our mind and our heart and our soul. So that you could be making a vow to all of this energy now, in the here and now. But it would be on behalf of your inner child, because it's fallen on top of the Six of Cups. Oops. Right, I see good news on the table, and on the floor we have fury, offense, madness and unpleasantness. Oh my gosh, because you're getting good news and you're in this energy of self-love. Oh, this is the fucked up thing. You may have kept yourself away from your blessings, from loving yourself, because of somebody else's frustration, madness, their unpleasantness to be around, them taking offense to you being in this Empress energy. This is what I'm saying. So somebody wanted to cut you down to fucking size. This is ridiculous. Good news and self-love. Making a vow to your blessings, to your self-love, self-care, putting yourself first, healing aspects of the self, your independence from anybody that you have to diminish yourself to be around. So, I mean, that is their insecurity that they have to go internally themselves to fix. You can't bend yourself into a million different shapes and pieces to make somebody happy. They need to do the same thing that you're doing, but for themselves. Right. Fuck that. Right, I want to read any one of these. I want to read Goddess of Beauty, though. So I want to hammer home that there's nothing to fix and there's nothing to change. Goddess of what? Of Beauty. Here we go. It says, you were a wondrously beautiful being of light, yet you cannot see it because you are comparing yourself to others instead of looking honestly and lovingly at yourself. Meditate upon the image on this card and allow your light and natural beauty to shine through. You are beautiful just as you are. There is nothing to change or fix. Just love and accept yourself as you are. As you honour the beautiful person that you are, others will feel the light and warmth radiating from you. That's what I was talking about, that inner glow. And why I think pregnant women to everybody else feel and look so beautiful and like they're glowing. This Empress energy, it's like they're glowing from within. They're glowing from within. Because what they're doing is wondrous. What they're doing in terms of gestating a baby is miraculous. There is a miracle inside of them, and that reflects on the outside of them. It's like you push that baby out, or your fucking hair falls out. It's like the hormones do a number on you. Your skin is shit. But whilst that baby's in there, oh my God, it certainly does glow you up from the inside out. It says, yes. Others will feel the light and warmth radiating from you. As a result, you will attract wonderful and generous people into your life that will love and appreciate you for all you truly are. Just be yourself. And there is where your beauty lays. And that's exactly what this, with the self-worth, the self-love. Make this promise, make this vow to yourself, that blessings and self-love and your own well-being and enlightenment and fulfillment, self-care, self-healing and independence are your priority. Get to know yourself. Fuck, like I say, the comparison and who other people are. And that's not to put them down, but they are them and you are you and I am me. Do you know what I mean? There is no comparison. We're all unique expressions of universal energy that come in a different damn meat suit. That's not even that important in the grand scheme of things. I'm going to leave that there. That was absolutely fascinating. And thank you so much for taking the time to join me. Have a great day and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.